Running on a band. Ooh, ooh. Scream it. I think, yeah, like there's this aspect of like gratitude and everything that, like, you've heard people say being grateful. Like being grateful, like the universe appreciates people who are like grateful, and I think that's true. They say share the little that you have, right? And which is crazy if you think about it. Gratitude is like, like a key to like appreciation and everything. Well, yeah, gratitude is the key to appreciation. But if you understand it like I'm understanding it right now, gratitude is the key to appreciation. Not appreciation as in saying, oh, thank you. Appreciation as in, because that's what appreciation means. Like if you appreciate something, yeah, you get cup. Like appreciation, like if anything appreciates, what does it mean? If anything appreciates, what does it mean? It means that it grows, right? Like it appreciates. So gratitude is the key to appreciation. It makes sense that if you're grateful, then you're appreciating. And who doesn't want to appreciate in life? I don't mean appreciate as in saying, oh, thank you, no. But like appreciation itself means literally to grow, to increase in, like you're increasing. It's jade, but like if you think about it, us here when we talk about like sensible stuff, so let's talk about it. The only person who appreciates is the one that has more. Wow. If you think about it, the person who has 20 and doesn't appreciate the 20 has less than the person who has 10 and appreciates 10. Wow. That's a gem right there. Like it's putting emphasis on the one who's receiving. It puts emphasis on the receiver more than the giver. And that's why the receiver receives more, because the receiver has identified whatever he or she has been given to be more, and therefore appreciates, and it becomes more. Does it make sense? But if you haven't appreciated, that means that wasn't it. It wasn't enough. It's Jade, but you need to understand. Welcome to the new world. You need to understand. Welcome to the new world. You need to understand what I'm talking about. You need to understand what we're talking about here. Gratitude is the key to appreciation. What's the word? Gratitude is the key to appreciation. What would happen if, and this is just a question, right? Like, what would happen to anyone? Like, what would happen if the small things that you have, like the small opportunities, if whatever you have right now, whether it's just a mattress, whether it's just slippers, whether it's just a phone, whether it's just tokens, or whether it's just a 5 kwacha, whatever it is that you have right now, what will happen if you appreciated it? Like, what will happen if you appreciated it? And I'm not just saying like Damas saying, thank you, that type of thing, right? No, that's not appreciating, that's just saying it. But what if you actually do the work? And most people, you might start wondering, like, what does it mean do the work on appreciating? Like, what work is there? I mean, like, appreciating the thing, appreciating it, because you understand appreciating is increasing in number. So can you be grateful enough to appreciate whatever it is that you have? Can you be grateful enough to appreciate what you have? That's the question. I'm not being a motivational speaker or whatever, but like, this is my moment. Let me cook. You start saying, I'm thankful for this 5 kwacha. Because I'm thankful for this 5 kwacha, because, and then the reason started to like rise. Because not everyone has a 5 kwacha. You're appreciating that you have 5 kwacha. You're appreciating that you have a 5 kwacha. Because some people are dead right now. This is not making fun to anyone who's dead, by the way. May their souls rest in peace. But like, you're appreciating for the fact that you have the 5 kwacha right now. And you start noticing, wait, you know what? Maybe having a 5 kwacha isn't really bad. If you're thinking that's the way you are like, someone has a 10 kwacha and everything. No. But now you're looking at it from this sense that you have a 5 kwacha. No one has a 5 kwacha. No one. These are the people. Some people don't have a 5 kwacha. You have a 5 kwacha. And you've got hands to hold that 5 kwacha. You're seeing it and you're appreciating that, wait, I have 5 kwacha. I have hands to hold this 5 kwacha. And I've got eyes to see that I have 5 kwacha. I've got the mind. I've got my own mouth to accept and speak the gratefulness that I have in my heart. You have a heart. Not everyone has a heart. Every person has a heart. Every living person has a heart. But not everyone, not every person has the heart to appreciate the five culture. You have the heart to appreciate the five culture, and you're appreciating all these things. You're appreciating, and then you realize you have more than just the five culture. You will realize if you continue appreciating and being grateful, being in this state of like being grateful, you're appreciating, and then you realize, you know what? I have more than just the five culture. I have five one quarters. I have five one quarters, and I've got 10, 15 ways. You get like you start to see all these. You can get something in a 15 way. I can get that thing that you can get in a 15 way 10 times. You start to see all these opportunities. Like you begin to see all these opportunities. If you're serious about being grateful, okay, not being fun or anything like that, but like seriously though, I think being grateful is like the key to like appreciation. Being grateful is the key to appreciation because, bro, I mean, there are times when like, especially when I'm doing whatever I'm doing, like the moments, a lot of times, there's been like a lot of times, believe me, like there've been, especially for me, and I'll explain why. There've been a lot of moments where whatever I've had hasn't seemed like the right amount of what I need to have to do something that I love or be appreciative of my life personally. And that has hindered me from experiencing a lot of joy or happiness and just being in a state where I'm like, you know what? Fuck everything that's like out there. I'm cool. I'm content. Like it has really hindered me, and it has like I've really like stanged myself of like happiness and joy. Because most of the time, then I see a lot of people also do that, but like I won't point them out. I won't really like judge anyone because you know what, everyone has their own reasons. I don't know what their reasons are, and it's not my business to like intervene. But like it's super dope to like be in the moment and be able to like appreciate whatever you have. Like be it a five quarter, be it the stockings, be whatever you have. Maybe you have like two boxes. Appreciate those two boxes. Some people don't have. You need to be in that moment where you're appreciating things, bro. Like regardless of your situation, like you need to be in that state where you're like appreciating things because that's the only state that like brings more things to you. If you're appreciating things, even the littlest things that you can appreciate. I think there's even a Bible verse somewhere in James. Yeah, I think it's James. Should be James somewhere. There's a Bible verse that talks about like, is it James? Yeah, it should be James, I think. Where it talks about like the manager, right? It's talking about stewardship, I think. It's about that lady who went to the temple, right? Like to the praying temple. And then the one lady has this one penny. She only has one penny, and then she gives it forth, like as an offering and everything like that. And then it's like the one lady was the one who actually gave more than everyone else. And if you look at it from my perspective, anyways, it's like it's not about how much you give. It's about how much you had to give. Like how much do you have to give? Like it's not about how. I don't know if you're getting me. I don't know if you're getting me. So now it's now the giver, right? We're looking at it from the perspective of the giver, not the receiver. The person who had the least and still gave it away, gave the most. Makes sense if you think about it. It should make sense. Because these other people had a lot, right? And what's 1,000 to a million? What's 1,000 to a million? You're not really, it's not really, you're not giving anything, right? Because what happens when you give that 1,000, right? What happens to you, like the person? Do you walk out of there thinking about, what I give, like appreciating, and like, are you like, when you walk out of that place where you're giving the offering, right? Are you a changed person? Are you someone who's like, you know what? I'll lean more like onto God now, because you don't have anywhere to lean onto. And so that person, the one who had the least, actually gave more because they really didn't have anywhere else to like lean onto. It makes sense that they gave more. You get. So I think appreciating is, gratitude is the key to like appreciation, and I mean it in both ways. I mean it in both ways. It makes sense to me that gratitude is the key to appreciation. Whatever it is that you're grateful for, you will appreciate. You will appreciate. And I wanted to talk about. I'll explain why this means so for me, like a lot more for me. It's because I don't think I've been someone who's like been that grateful. The moments where I just think, I could have been more grateful for the things that I have. because I realize and I see people who are in worse conditions, and I'm like, I always complain about not having enough. Like, look at these people, and I'm not saying it's like some people are blessed through their issue. Like a lot of people are blessed, man. Like we're blessed through like our tragedies and everything, but a lot of us don't really view that as a blessing as much as a case. We just think, what, too many problems, and then we sort of worry or we sort of complain about them, right? Don't we all do that? A lot of us do that. For me, I feel like I wasn't that person who was like very very grateful, because yeah, like I wasn't like appreciative of a lot of things that I believe a lot of people now, not even now, but like back then, never had. And that sort of like stopped me from like having a lot of like joy and everything like that. Because in my view was that it was that I never had enough. I never had the right things, in fact, to like be someone who's like appreciative, to be saying, what, this is dope. And then some people started showing that people who actually like have more, right, in my view, have more, were actually appreciating more the thing that I had, which sort of like humbled me, because like I'm here thinking this is not the thing, right? And I'm thinking, what that person has is far much better.